You do an interval, you always start with the smallest number and go to the largest number. So for this first one here, this says x is greater than 5. So if x is greater than 5, that means that I'm starting at 5 and I'm going this direction. It starts at 5 and it goes to infinity. So the smallest number in this interval would be 5. 5 gets a heart bracket. The largest number is infinity. The second one says x is less than -3. So if it's less than, that means it's coming from negative infinity. And it's going to stop at -3. So the smallest number in the world is negative infinity. So that would come first. And then -3 is the biggest number in the interval. Oops, no heart bracket. It should get a soft bracket. Who can remind me, how do you know if it's a soft bracket or a hard bracket? Open circle is what? Soft or hard? Soft, yep. And a filled in circle is hard. All right. This third interval starts at 0 and it ends at 10. So it starts at 0, 0 is included, and it ends at 10. So 0 to 10. 0 is a hard bracket. 10 would be a soft bracket. And then the last one starts at -2 and it ends at +4. Both soft. Any questions about interval notation? All right, go ahead, take out your note packet, go to page 5. Yesterday we started graphing. We're going to continue graphing. But this time we're going to graph something that's flipped upside down, which is going to look like number 2 in your homework. So for this one, A is -1, B is -8, and C is -15. It's flipped upside down like that. So x equals, now this formula, you always take this number and you flip the sign. So instead of -8, it's going to be a +8. And that's divided by 2 times A. So your middle line, because that's what the axis of symmetry is going to be 8 divided by -2. So what do you get when you take 8 divided by -2? -4, good. Now that -4 is also going to be here. So now let's find our y value. So this is the tricky part. Because there's a negative, when you're trying to find your y value, you're going to put a negative first, then a parentheses. Put the number inside the parentheses and square it. Then you have -8 parentheses minus 15. And it's really important that you type it in exactly the way you see that I have it written. So pick up your calculators. Start with the negative, not the subtraction, but a negative. Negative parentheses. -4, close the parentheses. The square should be on the outside. Then it's -8 parentheses -4. Close the parentheses minus 15. It's really important that you type it in exactly the way it's written in order to get the right answer. One? Yeah. Who got 1? All right. So this is 1. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in something really quickly. So this is important. Whatever number you put here that's going to be the number we use for our range. Okay, actually I'm not going to fill it in. I'll take that back. All right, so I want you to put that -4, that -4 which goes here, and then we figured out that that's 1. This is going to be my vertex. And now we need to go left and right of -4. So if I count up and then I count back, and you're going to do that exact same thing again, but you're going to use these numbers. So you have a -² -8, and I'm just going to rewrite the function over and over again. Okay, go ahead, use your calculator, and you're going to type it in. And the thing about this is that whatever you get here should match here, and these two numbers should be the same. So it's kind of an easy way for you to check that you are getting the right numbers. All right, what did you all get for -2? Who got -3? And if you did it right, you should also have it at the bottom. Who had -3 both times? All right, what did you get for -3 and -5? All right, let's go ahead and graph it. All right, so we're going to graph these 4 numbers. So -2, I'm going to go left 2, down 3, put a point. Then I'm going to go left 3 and put a point. Left 4, up 1. Left 5, put a point. Left 6, down 3. So it looks something like that. Now your domain never changes. That will always and forever be all real numbers. For every single parabola, it's going to be all real numbers. Now this one is flipped upside down. So how low, this is asking you, how low does the graph go? How high does it go? Well, it never stops going down. So the lowest point is -infinity. That's how low it goes. The highest point is right here. What's the y value? The y value of that blue dot, which is our vertex. The y value was what? 1. Good job. So we're going to put a 1 and then close it out. All right, any questions? What y'all thinking so far? Okay. All right, got a couple more questions. Let's go to the next page. Now, we don't have to graph it. All we need to do now is answer questions about the graph, which goes a lot faster. Now, one thing that we can answer out the gate, though, is the domain, because we already know what that is. It's all real numbers. So we already know that. So our vertex is our lowest point. So the lowest point on our graph would be right here. So I know that's kind of blurry, but what do we think that number? What is that? Okay, so what should it be as an ordered pair? What's the x value and the y value? 0, -4. That's my vertex. Now, because this is a smile, who remembers? Does it have a highest point or a lowest point? Does it have a max or a min? Min. Okay. Now, that vertex is really important. So it is going to tell us the axis of symmetry. X will tell me my axis of symmetry. The y value will tell me my range. All right, so my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 0. And my range, the lowest point on this graph is -4. And it goes up. And you can add the arrows if you want to. It goes up, up, up. So it would be to infinity. And that would be my answer. Any questions? All right, one more. So our vertex is right here. So Jada, what would you say that point is where I put that red dot? 1, 4, yep. So we're going to put 1, 4. Nikeen, is that going to be a minimum or a maximum? Is that the highest point or the lowest point? So that's going to be our max. So our axis of symmetry, we're going to use this number. So that means my axis of symmetry would be x equals 1. Domain never changes. What's my domain? All real numbers. And lastly is our range. And our range uses this number. So when we talk about range, I'm saying what's the lowest point and the highest point. So notice how this graph is going down. So the lowest point, it doesn't have a lowest point. It would just be what? Negative infinity. And the highest point is 4. All right, so that's the end of 1-1. So for those of you who were absent yesterday, the homework, you should be able to do the entire homework. It is due Thursday. If you finish it, you can turn it into the blue tray. But this is what I want to ask you. Put your full government name on that paper. And put period 3 before you turn anything into the tray.